Morning everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to Tuesday, I think it is, that this is going out. It's almost like I record them in advance, isn't it? Hope you're all doing really well. It's another fuzzy day here on my camera. I've actually grown to really like fuzzy days because you can't see me too well, and I think that's probably a good thing for both of us, isn't it? Because I've still not quite got over my embarrassment about recording these each day. Talking about recording these, had a little chat with a rather lovely lady about this on Sunday. Lovely to have bumped into you, Claudia and Mrs. Mel. Hope you're doing really well. Anyway, moving on. It's the third day of my fascinating insights into cultures from around the world. I hope you're finding them interesting, informative, and are learning lots. Now, when I was looking at which culture we could talk about today, I discovered that on this day in 1947, the alleged Roswell incident occurred. The Roswell incident was where an American weather balloon crashed into the ground, and for 20 years we all just went about our business. Excuse me, until the 1970s, when someone decided it wasn't a weather balloon, it was an alien spacecraft, and the Americans had tried to cover it all up. It's what's known as a conspiracy theory. And generally speaking, I've got absolutely no time for conspiracy theories. I mean, the same people who claim that the weather balloon was actually an alien spacecraft are the ones who say that the Earth is flat, man never landed on the moon, and that my hair's going grey. I mean, it's just nonsense. You know, people just make these things up. It's the light in the room. It just makes it look a bit... Anyway, I've decided today to talk to you about alien culture. What are aliens really like? Now, I don't like people who make things up when there's absolutely no evidence for it, and usually I would leave the outer space stuff to Mr. Kith. But actually, I think I've got some factual evidence for you. So let's see what we can find out, shall we? Well, what do we know about outer space? Firstly, if we get too close to the sun, what's going to happen? It's going to get too hot to live. So aliens must come from further away. Now, what happens when we move further away from the sun? It gets dark. And I thought, well, owls can see in the dark, and owls have got massive eyes. So it makes sense that aliens are likely to have big eyes to see, right? So that's the first thing we can learn. By the way, have you ever seen how long an owl's legs are? Have a look at that. It's mad, isn't it? Maybe they need long legs to carry about their big eyes. Maybe aliens do too. Maybe aliens have got big eyes and long legs. Anyway, what else can we work out? Well, when scientists look for evidence of life in outer space, they normally look for the existence of water, because water is one of the key ingredients for life. Water contains huge amounts of life, including microscopic, teeny tiny forms of life. Things that are so small that it's not possible for us to see them, but it's there all the same. The chances are, if there's water, then there's a big chance there's going to be some life forms in it. Now, we're not really interested in teeny tiny alien life forms, are they? We're not bothered about that. We want the things that eat the teeny tiny alien life forms, don't we? Now, in order to live off of teeny tiny life forms in water, you've got to gobble a lot of them. And gobbling a lot means you've got to have a big gob to gobble with. I mean, have a look at this basking shark. These massive sharks live off of teeny tiny life in the water called plankton. And that's a massive gob, isn't it? So it's probably fair that we can deduce that our aliens, in order to get enough food, are likely to need big gobs. What else do we know about outer space? Well, it's got much less gravity than the Earth. Gravity is the force that keeps us on the ground. Okay, it's what stops us just from floating off. On Earth, there's quite a lot of gravity, so we have to walk. We can't jump very far, for example, can we? We can't jump very high. But if there wasn't much gravity and you didn't have to walk, you wouldn't walk, would you? If you could get to your mate's house in 2 hops, you'd do it. Of course you would. You're lazy, you're teenagers. For most of you, it's the best thing you can do to get out of bed in the morning. So, given that you're too lazy to walk anywhere and you could hop, you'd do it. I mean, let's have a look at how astronauts get around in space. They hop. So, what else do we know about aliens? Well, they're green, aren't they? Everyone knows that. That's an absolute fact. I've seen aliens, I've seen pictures of Martians, and Martians are green. We know that. And what else? Well, they hate people. All right, there've been some exceptions. I mean, like that little E.T. fella, he was lovely, wasn't he? But most of the aliens I've ever heard of don't come to Earth to make friends, do they? They come to Earth to take over. So, I think we've managed to learn quite a lot about alien culture, haven't we? They are officially big-eyed, big-mouthed, things that hop around on long legs, eat things in water, and hate people. Hang on. They're here.
Morning, Baycroft. Day 2 of our sporting events, getting ready for Virtual Sports Day on Friday. Thank you to Miss Lindsay yesterday, who did a fab job at showing you what the shuttle runs need to look like. Today, yes, we've got another superstar. This time, no red bow. No, of course not, because they are supporting the blue team. Now, they may not have a bow. Instead, they have a Barnaby bear. Mrs. Ryan, over to you, and of course, Barnaby Bear.
Yay! Hi everybody, it's Miss Ryan and Barnaby the Bear representing Blue House as our team mascot. Now today I'm going to lead you in one of the challenges you have to complete for Sports Day. Every house will complete the challenge and the points will get added together to see who wins. And today I am doing the 10 sock challenge. So I'm going to sit Barnaby down so he can watch. And what you need is a marker. 10 pairs of socks and a bin. If you're in Key Stage 3, you're going to take 3 paces and put your bin down. If you're in Key Stage 4, you're going to take 5. So, Mr. Ryan, how many should I do?
5.
Let's see how I go.
Right.
Are we ready, blue team?
Yeah!
Are we ready, Barnaby the Bear?
Yeah!
Let's see how I go. Oops.
It's alright. Close.
Oh!
It's half a point.
Robbed.
Half a point.
Too long. No. Nothing yet.
Oh! So,
Almost.
as we can see, a grand total of 0 points. So, Miss Ryan's going to need as much help as possible from her blue team students. Isn't that right, Miss? Yeah? As much help as possible, because we need as many points. So, how many points? 0. A point per sock in the bucket. Goosey golden. Let's go Baycroft.
Go Baycroft. Go blue team. Good morning, everybody. Miss Carpenter's asked us to talk about enthusiasm, and And I think enthusiasm is about being excited about something you're going to do, a skill you have, or a task you really want to achieve. You have to be excited. You have to be hopeful that you'll do well, or that the experience will fill you with joy. That's what enthusiasm means to me.
Morning Baycroft. In this week, every year, the Wimbledon Tennis Championships takes place in southwest London. Wimbledon means a lot to me as it's my hometown where I grew up, and way back when I was in high school I got the chance to be a Wimbledon ball girl, picking up and throwing the balls to the tennis players. So this is my top that I still have when the colours were purple and green, and this is one of my sweatbands. So Britain's most famous tennis player is Andy Murray, and he last won Wimbledon in 2016. So here is a video clip of him winning the title.
Resets the love, 6-4, 7-6, 7-6.
Sadly, Wimbledon is not happening this year, but we do have our virtual sports day happening on Friday that hopefully lots of you will be part of. So the art challenge today is to create your own sports collage. Collage is when you use scraps of paper, magazines, any pictures, things you might find lying around the house, any textures, and stick them down to create a piece of art, a bit like you might in a scrapbook. The artists Picasso and Kurt Schwitters used collage to create pictures in this way. So I'm going to create a tennis collage, but you can choose your favourite sport or use lots of different sports together. So first you're going to need to collect all your scraps of paper and pictures to stick down. So you might try and find some magazines, have some paper, print some pictures if you can from the computer, but think about the colours and the textures you might use and make sure you check with a grown-up before ripping anything important up. So we've got lots of different pictures you might find like this, and I've tried to put some pictures that are related to tennis. So I've put up pictures from magazines, and I'm just going to gather them together. I've got some strawberries, some tennis rackets, some colours that might be associated with tennis, and just gather them all together. And just make sure you check first before you are cutting things up. Okay, so there's all my little bits. So then you're going to need a piece of paper, and put down a piece of newspaper maybe as well, so that you can work on it. You need some paper and you need some glue. You can have, if you have a glue, that's great. If you don't, you can just layer all your pieces down on top and then take a photo. Or if your grown-ups don't mind, you could use a little bit of flour and a little bit of water. If you mix these together, a bit of flour and water makes a really good glue paste. Quite an easy one. So check first and see if you want to use that, or if you've got glue, even better. Then you just have a go at laying your pieces down to create a sports collage, a bit like Picasso. So don't worry too much where you put them, but think maybe of placing your colours first. You might do one horizontally across, you might do another one vertically up, and layer these down. And just have a go, and if you feel like changing it, then just don't worry to change the position before you glue it down. So take the pictures and place them down, and you'll try and create something a bit like this. turn making your sports collage. So create a sports collage and send it into the Baycroft home learning site. Have fun sticking and good luck with Virtual Sports Day.
Did you know, today, in 2000, Amazon announced they'd sold 400,000 copies of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The wand chooses its wizard, and not the other way around. Wands are made from nearly every type of tree, but wood alone is not enough to empower a wand. Its core material magically fuses with the wood to give it powers. The wand bonds to a wizard who shares similar qualities. Let's go back in time and watch an earlier part of the story when Harry gets his first wand.
Here we are. Give it a wave. Apparently not. Perhaps this. No, definitely not. No matter. I wonder.
Here's a drawing of a cross-section of Harry Potter's wand, and you can see he's got a phoenix feather, and then if you look you can see that the core material is what's running along the centre of the inside of the wand. Now usually magical creatures provide that core material. Some examples are a dragon heartstring, unicorn hair, or a phoenix feather. Now each wand is different. In the film there's a scene called the weighing of the wands. Let's take a look at some of the wands. This is Cedric's. The wood is ash, and it means that you can cope with change, but you are sensitive. The core, or the inside, is unicorn hair, and this means that you are loyal and you know right from wrong. Fleur's wand was made of rosewood, and this means that you have an inner beauty and you're very kind. Now the inside, the core, is made of velar hair, which is a very unusual core. This means that you can change your form, but you can lie to people. Harry's wand is made of holly. Now this material means that you can fight evil, and holly means protection, joy and happiness. The core was a phoenix feather, and this means that you can be reborn and you only think good thoughts. So lastly is Victor's wand. His was made of hornbeam, and this means that you're strong and stubborn but loyal. The core is a dragon heartstring, and this means you are strong, wise, and powerful. Take a look at all these different wands. Have a good look at each one. Here are some things that you can do. You could simply design your own wand. Or you could design your own wand and then decide what kind of wood it will be made out of to fit your own personality. Or you could design your own wand, again decide what kind of wood it will be made out of, and also what you will use as the core. This does need to reflect your own personality. Lastly, you could do all of that and then you could decide what shape it might be. What will the handle be like? Again, it needs to reflect your personality. 2 things to remember though. The wand chooses its wizard. And don't forget to send your work into the home learning. Thank you.
Yesterday's sign was sorry. Today's sign is where. Where.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Me again. Hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow.